Good morning, FlossTube. This is Robin. Welcome back. I am Lady Robbins, both here on FlossTube and on Instagram, so you can find me in two places if you're interested. This is Tuesday. It is the 4th of August. Had to check my computer. And this is my FlossTube number 43. Thank you for coming back. I am excited that you're here. I have picked up a couple of new subscribers, so welcome to my new subscribers and thank you for returning to my existing subscribers. I am glad you are all here. This is a FlossTube channel where I talk about cross-stitch. That's what we're gonna do. So let's start out. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have a crazy glare. I'll scoot over. Let's start out with our beverage in our cup of the week. I think I've shown this one before. This is one of the Disney mugs. This is Disney California Adventure. And today, I've already had coffee. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. We're having water. I've already, like I said, I've already had the coffee. Enough caffeine to get me started, right? Okay, you guys, last week I was all prepped and ready to update you on VeloStitchers, and I forgot. So I want to do that before I forget. So for those of you that that don't know, I'll just do a little quick recap. VeloStitchers is a fundraising event to raise money for cancer research for the Cleveland Clinic. And you guys really showed up. We raised, on my page alone, $1,235 for cancer research. And that is fantastic. And I absolutely thank you from the bottom of my heart for donating. If you want to, there's still time to donate. I think the page is up until October, if I'm not mistaken. But we also met our team goal. Our team goal was $10,000 and we have raised $10,731. That is absolutely astonishing. You guys, you're so generous. I thank you. It is truly an honor to be part of the CrossStitch community and to be in the midst of such generous, caring people, and I am thrilled that we were able to do that together. Again, like I said, it's not over yet. If you're still thinking about it, or it's something that you were intending to do and forgot about, VeloStitchers will happily take your donation even now. So feel free to keep contributing if you want to. All right, so there's our update. Thanks, guys. Yay, we did it. We did a good thing. I got quite a bit of stitching done this week. I didn't think I was going to get that much done, and I am thrilled to tell you I got more stitching done than I thought I was going to. If you were here on last week's video, you know that I decided for August and September, I'm going to try to work on my fall stitching. Pieces that have pumpkins, that reflect fall, all that good stuff. And I forgot one. I had started the Bent Creek Candy Corn of Mischief chart in my, what's that called? Stitch Mania. It's amazing how those words disappear. So I had forgotten to show you that one, and it occurred to me, I think probably about Wednesday, oh my goodness, I forgot about that guy, and pulled it out, and it is such a cute piece, you guys. I have got great progress, and it's very possible if I keep going, I might have a finish on this one by next week, because it is on big almost burlap fabric. It's been a while since I showed it to you. I'll show that to you in just a minute. So I remembered about that one. I started stitching on it at the end of the week. The other thing that's coming up, you guys, I have 2 FFOs. For those of you that are new to FlossTube, FFO stands for fully finished objects. So pieces that you've put in a frame, you've created a pillow out of, something that's completely done and ready to display however you want. I just got a wild hair and finished off 2 things, and I'm kind of proud of myself. So we've got some FFOs coming up. What else? Oh, I'm so glad I'm not doing Stitch from Stash, because I did a little bit of purchasing. Yep, purchasing happened. We'll show that to you also. What else went on around here? Another thing, I got a wild hair about gardening. I am not a gardener. We've talked about this before. And a girlfriend said she likes to get up first thing in the morning before the sun is, you know, blazing hot. We're in Seattle. It's not always blazing hot. I know. I've been told. But I thought, gee, that sounds like a great idea. So for the last 2-3 mornings, I've gotten up before the clouds burn off. I've gotten just a little bit of work done in my garden, and my parents came over for dinner on Sunday night, and my mom kept saying to me, boy, your garden sure looks good. Amazing. Amazing what an hour of work will do for the garden every morning. So I'm not saying I have found a gardening bug, because I haven't. It is not my thing, but I sure like the results. And I will try to insert a picture of my sedum tower. My husband created this tiered tower, for lack of a better word, and we tried growing strawberries in it, and then we tried growing herbs in it, and I think it's just in a place where it just burns things out. It doesn't get enough afternoon shade. So I thought, well, sedum's like sun, and I filled the thing full of sedums, and it looks so cool. So I'm gonna put a picture in right here. We all know that I'm not the best video editor, but I will try to do that for you to show you what I have done with my little bit of gardening, which is kind of silly. Okay, me and my water, right? All right, well, let's talk about CrossStitch. Grab yourself a beverage. Let's have a little chat. And speaking of chatting, I told you about the candy corns of Mischief. So here is what this looks like. There's the pattern. You see that? This is a kit. This is a Bent Creek kit. It took me a little bit of looking last year to find it. I think I found it through the Silver Needle in Tulsa. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, I know I've got it through the Silver Needle. I think they're in Tulsa. If I'm not, forgive me, but you can Google it and you can find the Silver Needle. So here is where I'm at. So what do you think? Super cute, right? That's gonna look great all framed up. And I don't know if you can see that, but it is really a thick fabric. Like I said, it's almost like stitching on burlap, and this is done with pearl cottons, and easy to stitch, super easy to stitch. I'm wondering when I get to it, oh sorry folks, about doing the French knots for the eyeballs. I'm gonna have to be careful and make sure I don't pull really hard and drag them through to the back. So maybe I'll have to do an extra wrap. But then again, I'm using pearl cotton, so maybe I won't have to. I think I'll practice on the edge and see how that works for me. So here's the missing Stitch Mania piece. I love it. And speaking of practicing, I had talked about dyeing fabric last week in my FlossTube. I honestly did not have a free moment to do that, but you guys were fantastic. You sent me some comments, you gave me some ideas of FlossTubers to watch. It's still on my radar. I'm still gonna try it. I had a really smart commenter who said, hey, try it on a piece of fabric that maybe, you know, you don't love before you throw the lakeside linen in there. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. I don't want to mess up lakeside linen. That stuff is gold and I love that stuff. So I didn't get to that, but who knows? Maybe later this week I will. My work schedule is changing, so today would be my day to do it. I don't know if that I'll get to it. I've got to meet my parents a little bit later on and give them some help. We'll see. Also, speaking of comments, you guys had such lovely comments last week. I just wanted to say thank you. I appreciated your lovely, thoughtful comments, telling me how to dye fabric, commenting on my blueberry limeade. I had a great time reading your comments, and I just wanted to tell you that it means a lot to me when you leave a comment and we can spark a little conversation. And a number of you commented that you also have the Cinnamon Stars pattern and you're either thinking about starting it, you've got it kitted up and you haven't started, or you've started it and it's fallen off the active stitching list. If you guys pick it back up and you're on Instagram, don't forget there is a hashtag Cinnamon Star Sal. Hashtag it so we can watch each other's progress. Although I will tell you, I did not stitch on Cinnamon Stars this week, but maybe next week. But definitely finish candy corns and then on to other things. Okay, what else did I stitch on? Because last week, the 29th happened last week. I am part of the Long Dog Leap Day Sal. So I started a Long Dog sampler on February 29th on Leap Day. I started Cardinal Points and I try to work on my Long Dog on the 29th of every month. So in case it's been a while since I know it's been a while since we've talked about Cardinal Points, so here is just a quick recap of what that chart looks like. I love this chart. And here is my stitching on my Long Dog. And what I got done, I'm just going to fold this so I can kind of hold it up, is I kind of think of these as being maple leaves. So I got a maple leaf and then I filled in some of these, you know, other leaves. And then I started this motif in the center. And I ended up stitching on this for 2 days because I just wanted to see a little more progress. And I have to admit, on the middle motif here, oh, let's see here. One of these is in a blue color, and I kept thinking, I don't know if I'm reading the pattern right. And I kept looking at the pattern and nope, that's the symbol for I think it's ocean blue or tropical blue, whatever it is. And I kept thinking, I don't know. It seems like maybe that should be green. And I finally had to go to Instagram and look up hashtag Cardinal Points, and nope, I did it right. I just wasn't convinced that that was the right color. It is. I'm doing it right. I really started doubting myself on that one. This is a beautiful piece. I will say it's not necessarily a fun stitch, which doesn't mean I'm hating it. Don't take me the wrong way. It's just that there are so many color changes that it takes a long time to make progress. So like I said, I stitched on this for 2 days and I just got, you know, part of that little motif and one of the maple leaves done, but it'll be gorgeous when I get it done, whenever that is. I just have to remember that this one just does not, I mean, it's not the candy corns of Mischief. It doesn't just stitch up really fast. It just takes some time. It's okay. I guess you just need to be in a very calm, zen-like mood to stitch on this one and feel like you're making some progress. Okay, so that was the second thing that I stitched on this time. And then the third piece, back to autumn stitching, is from the Scarlet House, the autumn alphabet. And there's our chart, autumn alphabet. I love this one also. And this, oh God, you guys, I'm sorry. I forget all the time to tell you what I'm stitching on. Cardinal Points is on a 28 white Linda fabric, stitch 2/2. This one, this is on a 40 count, and I usually try to write on my pattern, which I know is like all sorts of, you know, you're not supposed to do that. Well, I don't see it. That's okay. We're not going to spend time. I know this is on a 40 count linen. So here is my stitching on this guy. And when I picked it up, I only had this half of the pumpkin done. So I got that whole center piece filled in. Looks good, right? Yeah. This will definitely get finished up this month as well. I have no doubts. So I'm kind of excited because I feel like I'm going to have 2 FOs. Those are finished objects. For those of you that are new to FlossTube, finished objects. And then we'll try to turn them into FFOs, which is always the hard part for me. I'm not a very confident finisher. So, speaking of finishes, what did I finish this week? All right, you ready? Gotta reach over here. Okay, so the first thing I finished was an old project that I had worked on back in the 90s. I went to a stitching retreat. It was my first stitching retreat, and it was with Bent Creek and Heart in Hand. It was at the Skamania Lodge along the Columbia River Gorge, and this was one of the projects that we received from those guys. So here it is. Nice, right? I can't tell you the name of the project. It was just one of the projects that came with our goodie bag. It has been sitting around my house forever, and there it is. I mounted this on a piece of mat board, and I put batting on it so it's a little fluffy, and I mounted it with stitchery tape. I did not do anything fancy. I didn't lace it to my mat board. Stitchery tape, that's all I did. And then I made a slightly larger mat board, and I just covered it with that cute little fabric. And then this thing has been hanging around my craft room. In fact, a lot of times you can see it. It's been over there on those pillar things. Anyway, those IKEA drawers. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, guys. So anyway, this is set. I've got it in my front hall, so when you come in the house, it's right there, greeting you as you come in. So that was my first one. So this is a little Bent Creek Heart in Hand finish. I'm really excited to have that done. And then the second one that I finished is, drum roll please, Fireworks on the 4th by Stone Street Stitchworks. Ready? Yay! I love love it. Love, love, love it. And I did the exact same thing. I got some mat board, I put a little batting on it, wrapped it around, secured it with stitchery tape, mat board here with a coordinating fabric, again attached with stitchery tape, and it's done. It's ready to go. And then this this frame is nice because it's got an easel or it's got a hook for mounting on a wall. You get to choose. So there she blows, you guys. I am really happy with how these turned out. And then the other thing that is on my list, you know what I'm going to say, right? Secret Garden. I bought a frame at, let me grab it. Yikes. It was way further over there than I thought. So I bought a frame at Joann's. That's just, you know, just the picture. And I don't know if it'll show up, but I'm thinking the Secret Garden is gonna look fantastic in this frame because there's a lot of green, of course, in the Secret Garden. And this frame, I don't think it'll show up on camera, but this frame has just a slight green tinge. I think it's gonna look really cool in here. So this one, I think I will probably lace this one. I think I'm gonna do that. And I don't know if I'm gonna do that this next week, but I've got the frame, so I've got my finished plan for this guy. Okay, so there is my FFOs. I hope you enjoyed that. I really had a good time doing that. I'm not planning on adding any picks or bows or any of that stuff. I just like the look of the CrossStitch being the star of the show. There are so many people that do amazing things with picks and bows and, you know, cute little things, you know, stars and bells and all that sort of stuff. And that they're fantastic. I don't feel like I have that skill set, so I'm just going to leave them the way they are, and it'll be good enough for me. I'm happy with them exactly the way they are. Okay, so plans. What are my plans? Same thing we talked about last week. My plans are to continue to stitch on my autumn themed pieces. However, I've gotten a wild hair and I went back to my 24 hours of, 24 hours of cross stitch across stick. I pulled out the autumn one, not autumn, the August one. That's what I'm trying to say, August. And I filled it out all out. So this month's across stick is wristwatch. Lots of W's in there, you guys. So I went through, filled this thing out. I had to cheat like crazy to get these to match up. So I'll just give you a quick little hint. So for the first W, I said, watch those pumpkins grow. That's for the Barbie Pedal Pusher pumpkins. R is ready for summer in Snapperland. So I'm going to bring my summer Snapperland into the mix on this. That one needs a little love. I is inspirational. Land that I love, Sal. S is sailing in Harbor Haven. There's a sailboat on the chart of Harbor Haven the first month, which I'm still working on. I thought, I gotta bring that one in. T is those silly candy corns of mischief, which I'm already working on, so that's good. The next W, starting the word watch, I wrote No weeds allowed. Plant kindness. No weeds in our planting kindness one. A, autumn alphabet. We're already on that. We're golden. T is those adorable jacks. That's for the playing with jacks. Cross-eyed, what is it? Cricket collection. Definitely want to get back to that one. We talked about that last week. C, cinnamon stars. Can't let that one go by the wayside. And H, at the end of watch, is hornbook finish for autumn alphabet. So I was able to figure out a way to get all of my autumn pieces in there, bring in some pieces that I don't want to languish on the shelf. I think my plans are set. I'm happy with what I've decided to stitch this month, and yeah, it's all gonna be good. All right, let's pause. Let's take a drink. All right. I have 2 retreats to talk about. The first one is this Saturday. I signed up for a Jeanette Douglas workshop through Acorns and Threads back in maybe January, maybe February, maybe November. I do not remember. Anyway, it's sold out. It was supposed to have been held in person in April. We all know what happened to in-person retreats. It is this Saturday. It is now a Zoom virtual retreat. And last week in the mail, I got my kit. There it is, Acorns and Threads. And then it's got this crappy sticker on it. Do not open. Do not open? Well, until Saturday, August 8th, which is going to be this Saturday. I actually gave this box to my 16-year-old son and said, go hide it. Now, I am a bit of a rule follower, as if you've been here, you probably know that. I like the rules. I have a hard time even changing floss colors on a pattern. I'm that much of a rule follower. But I thought, no one will ever know. I was almost talking myself into it, and then I'm like, nope, I want to be surprised. I totally love surprises, excuse me. But then I'm like, the temptation is too great if this box sits in my craft room. So I gave it to my son, and I'm like, go hide this from me. This morning I said, you have to unhide it because I have to show it on FlossTube. So he went and found it, and I'm going to have to return it to him, and he will give it back to me Saturday morning. So my first virtual stitching retreat, you guys. This is going to be fun. I am totally excited for this. And then last time on my video, I told you about the, what was it? Friend Stitch retreat, which is put on by Bent Creek and Heart in Hand. And the sign up started, I think it was Saturday. Was it Saturday? Friday? It doesn't matter what day it was. Anyway, it started at 9 o'clock. I was reserving my spot at 9:03 a.m. I could not wait. And I'm glad I didn't, because it sold out in 6 hours. I feel like I dodged a bullet because I can procrastinate like the day is long, and if I had done that, I might have missed out. Luckily, I did not, so I am going to get to attend the Friend Stitch virtual retreat on September 12th. So I'll tell you all about that when I get through that and tell you how that turned out. So I am super excited. I have got a stitching retreat in August and one in September. I think it's going to be a total blast. Okay, so that was the Friend Stitch. That was the first thing that I spent money on. I spent money on some frames at, was it Michael's? Joann's, which I showed you. Then the other thing that showed up this week was my subscription from the Silver Needle, A Little Help from Our Friends Stitching Circle. And guess what? I am having a Bent Creek week. This month's designer is Bent Creek. And I knew that. Sorry for the little break there. I have been naughty and I haven't been deleting things off my phone, and I actually got your storage is full on the iPhone. So I had to quickly delete some things and archive some things. Okay, back to stitching. So here is what I was trying to show you a second ago, the Bent Creek pattern for A Little Help from Our Friends Stitching Circle from the Silver Needle. So I've never made a drum. I am super stoked to start this. Yay! And you guys, it is always packaged so nicely. Look at that. Look at that beautiful tissue. All right, so that was one of the pieces of haul I got. And then the last thing, I went to my local L&S, Threadneedle Street in Issaquah, Washington. Denise is fabulous, the owner of the shop, and I needed to kit up Frankenstein. Frankenstein is starting at the end of August, and we have a little pre-stitching homework. This is the pattern for the border, and there was not a called for fabric or floss. You get to make up your own rules on what you want to do, what you think represents Frankenstein to you. And it just cracks me up. I go in with one idea and I come out with something completely different, which is exactly what happened. I thought I'd want something maybe in a lighter gray. I definitely liked the idea of stitching in green. So what I went home with was this. It is a brand new color from Picture This Plus. It's called Vellum. And I don't know if this will show up very well, but we'll give it a whirl, right? So this is Vellum. It is a very light, almost an off-white, but it's got some fantastic modeling in it. And it's kind of greeny. Green's my favorite color, so why would I not like it, right? And then I picked out some dark green for my stitching. This is DMC 963. It said we're going to need 4 skeins of it, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use Picture This Plus Vellum, DMC 963. Frankenstein and I are ready to get started. So that's another thing I need to work into my rotation a little bit, is the border work on Frankenstein. So that was the other purchase that I made. And then, of course, since I was there, you know that things can't travel by themselves. So I decided, just in case I changed my mind at the last second, I did pick up a really nice 32 count pearl gray, just in case, just to have a backup. And then I had ordered 36 count shale from Picture This Plus months and months and months ago, and it finally showed up. And I was going to use this. This is the called for fabric for the Huckleberry sampler. I like the fabric that I have. It's a Huckleberry. It's Huckleberry fabric by Be Stitch Me. I'm just going to keep it, and this, I actually am going to have a little fabric stash. Oh no, I don't have fabric stash. So it's going to be fun to have a little fabric sitting around to be able to pull out for a project and not have to run up to Issaquah to see what's going on, or of course call Acorns and Threads and talk to the lovely ladies there. I feel like I have 2 L&S's, which is so fun. All right, the last thing I wanted to talk to you about was books. Right? We love books. Okay, so what I am reading now, I had told you about this book before, The Lines That Make Us. This is by Nathan Vass. He is a Metro bus driver here in the Seattle area. He loves his job. He loves his writers. And he has written a very inspirational book about the people that ride the bus with him. And he is dubbed the nicest guy in Seattle, and it's true. I highly recommend this book, and it turns out that Nathan is actually doing a program with one of the King County Library branches. So if you want to hear Nathan read part of his book, go to, I'll link it in my notes below so you can find it, but it's kcls.org/Redmond Reads, and you can hear Nathan read a couple of his stories from his book. So I'm thoroughly enjoying this, you guys. Very uplifting, very, very uplifting. And then the other book, I was going to show it on my iPad, but that's okay. Oh, here it is. The other book that I just finished, and I listened to it on Audible. I'm a big audiobook reader. Let's see if it'll pull up the picture for us. Yep, I just finished this. Before We Were Yours. And this is a historical fiction title. And it is talking, it's a story based on kind of a horrific adoption ring through the Tennessee Children's Home Society. That book kept me up. I couldn't not read it. I had to see what happened to the kids in the story. I've done just, you know, a little bit of Googling about the person who kind of was in charge of that, that adoption ring. It was horrific. It was an excellent read though. Lisa Wingate is the author. She's fantastic. So if you're looking for a good historical fiction, I would highly recommend Before We Were Yours. So there you go, you guys. There's your book recommendations for the week. I am out of here. That's all I got for you. I hope you have a fantastic week. I know that I've got some viewers on the East Coast. I hope that you are all safe. I know that there is a hurricane heading towards the East Coast, so stay safe, batten down those hatches. All right, you guys, for the rest of you, also stay safe, have a good week, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.